Alrighty guys, so here we are back and we've got Gary out shooting with us today. So we're going to shoot 50 metres because Greg's got a competition on the weekend and he needs to practice a bit of 50. So that's what we're going to be shooting, 50 metres, 80 centimetre face. Let's get into it. It's a bit dark to see the shadow too. Alrighty guys, so what else I did too was put 4 ounces from the front to the back. I moved 4 ounces from the front to the back, so we'll see if it stops me dropping out, because you know the problem with dropping out. Greg's looks like he's got a nice group, but not in the centre, and I've sprayed them. We have no scope, so it's too shady to see where we're shooting, so we're going to have to do the sight settings as we go. Man, I've got a good group. Wow. That's not a bad group from Gary, and Greg's got
low left again.
An old gold group, just low left. Alright guys, let's pull these arrows and get back into it.
So do we move the
yeah, you just use.
Did you say? Yeah, the rest is the issue. Well, I'd rather you shoot your good arrows before you do anything, if they're your bad ones. To be honest. But
and just get change your sights, because it's still a good sized group.
Because I took the rest off and put it back on.
Oh, it might be tuned out.
It might be a centre shot issue, because we had it spot on, and I'd rather use the centre shot to bring them back rather than touch the scope, because the scope hasn't been touched. That's the plan anyway. Yeah.
There we go, there's a good little tip. Alright, so of course he's changed it all. He's going to change use the rest to get it back into the centre.
We took the rest off, so we need to use that to get it back to where it was, because everything would have hit the centre before.
Well, there we go, that'll be interesting.
But then we've got back the wind drift into it as well here, because it's a bit blowy today too.
It is, it gets windy here.
So
this is This is nothing. This is no wind here today.
To shoot in the wind.
Oh no, that's what Greg said, the same thing. Wait till you get a windy day here. That's good for wind training though.
Yep, you've got to do it. You've got to be able to shoot in the wind.
You want to see Gary's bow? Let's get Gary's bow, because Gary shoots an OK bow. And I don't think many people would have heard of an OK bow. So let's get a quick little... It's not often we get to see the OK.
Here it is. What I like about the OK is the shoot-through system. It makes sense to me. Everything's straight. The string lines up with the rest and lines up with your dot. Everything's straight down the limbs, dead square. If you need to make a minor adjustment on your cam timer, you can pull on that cable and you can take that cable off and put a twist in or out or whatever you need to do.
And what Gary means by shoot through, you actually shoot through your cables. The arrow goes in between your two set of cables.
So everything draws straight. There's no cable guard pulling, distorting the limbs at full draw or whatever. But the only issue, I know a lot of people can't use these purely because of the position of their bow arm, because they'll pip you if you touch the cables with your wrist. My technique gives me plenty of clearance, but a lot of guys can't use them for that reason. And another little problem with them is if you use an indoor arrows with fat feathers, fat vanes, you've got to use the very low profile long vanes, just so that you can get between the cables. But I believe you can get cable spreaders to pull them apart further. But that's why I like shooting this, because to me it just makes sense. Works for me, nice and quiet, a little bit forgiving. I was shooting a Fanatic there for a while. Beautiful bow, awesome arrow speed, but it was one of those bows that you had to shoot it all the time and your technique had to be 100% every time. And I just found it a bit frustrating. The OK gives me the opportunity to be a bit more enjoyable, a bit more relaxing.
Are we going to move your rest, Greg, before you start shooting?
No, I want him to shoot his good arrows.
Alright, so he's going to shoot the good arrows. Alright, let's get back into it then.
Now.
No.
Could be purely you could just have a bit of
Something's loose. What is that? No. They're going real high too. Yep.
Oh, did you put it off centre?
I did. It's been a dodgy release.
Four arrows shot the block out of the centre of the butt. Hold the big block. And then because the target's up, the next two just went through the target and into the back of the wall. a pressure shoot for you guys.
Ooh, it's always good, the pressure.
Just watch the flight on this arrow.
I've got a goal of good ideas, but I've got to back it up with ability.
Just watch this flight. Come out of this one, straight after that. Peek over this way. Split a bit like that.
Alrighty, so what I did then, I just took the 4 ounces off the front, put it on the back. Now I just took it off because I keep flicking them up high. I'm not dropping out anymore, that's for sure. But I keep getting high ones, 3, 4 high ones. Which is pretty crazy.
Alright, let's have a look.
How do we go then, Greg? Think you're in there?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it looks like it's in the same spot.
That's what we want, because that'll eliminate his dodgy arrows that he's worried about.
Oh
They've
yeah.
got the same knocks on them.
So here at home, make sure you shoot the same knocks, but you can't shoot different knocks in a competition anyway, can you?
No.
From Judge Greg. I don't know if I should move me rest or not, move me sight. I'll see how I go after this end.
It's pretty close to where it was last time, Greg.
So look, they're way high. So let's see if the weight's still different.
Take out those. We're looking at these ones.
Yeah. So they're a bit further up the centre than what the other ones were. They're down here, weren't they?
Well, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there.
Yeah. Don't think it's a human factor?
There's nothing human about me.
Alright, well we'll put a little bit of, move it a little bit right. Because the arrow can come out a little bit funny. It's a bit of straightened up pretty quick, so it's not too far out.
So, yeah, okay, so we move this, tickle it.
Tickle it a bit into the riser.
Don't we go that way? No, we go the opposite, don't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I love it, man.
You're going to off the target to do that all the time.
Shooting into the blacks.
They're shaking that up like that. Oh, did you get that other arrow?
That's tied in.
Did you get that arrow?
No, I'm leaving it as a memento. Yeah. Greg was wondering if I got the arrow out of the tree, and no, I haven't. It's in by about 2 inches. You see it there? She's in deep. It's way in deeper than the point, so it ain't coming out. So that one can stay as a bit of a memento, not to flinch. And we're back. So we're going to start scoring. Oh, I'm still not in. Are we going to score it, or are we just shooting groups?
Well, I've got to get the more off me though.
Oh, right. So we're still tuning.
You got Allen keys on you? There's not much in it.
So we're still tuning. We're still mucking around.
215.
Yeah, probably not even that.
215 from Fagan. Oh, it's the tool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one on the side. One of them will do, won't they?
Do you think it will?
I think I've used an ordinary Allen key on it before.
You just got to stick it right in deep. That's what she said. We are filming. There's maybe one of these might be better, but there's a lot of missing in between ones.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so I took the weight off the back and now my pin's just too floaty. So what I'm going to do is put the 4 back onto the bow. Because I see a lot of pros using the weights on the bow. Let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll wait. I will. So I'm putting the 4 ounces back on the bow. I was just saying, Gary, the last couple of days I put extra weight on the front and I've been dropping out a lot. Oh, yeah. So I've been like on, and then just before I'll shoot I'll just dip out the front. So I put 4 from the front to the back, and then I was flicking them all up high. So I just swapped it to the 4 on the actual, but without the 4 on there I was wobbly as hell, so I think I noticed the extra missing the 4 ounces. So we'll see how it goes with the 4 on the actual riser, because I've noticed the pros are using a lot of weight on the riser at the moment.
Yeah. The train of thought changes, and it changes with your bow too. Like Jimmy's bow's got the more traditional limb forward idea, so that when you release, the bow actually jumps forward a bit. When you get the parallel limb setups like the OKs and the Kinetic I had, when you release, the bow doesn't go anywhere, so it makes it very hard to get it to fall the way you want it to fall. Sometimes I've actually had to change my technique when I got the Kinetic, because the old bow jumping and falling forward, it didn't do it. So they're very important to get the balance right, and it's very important with those type of bows with your bow hand. Any little distortion in your bow hand, because the riser doesn't leave your hand, it makes a massive difference on the impact point. That's another factor.
Another one. Oh, we love it when Gary's involved. Alright, so while they're playing, I'll have another shoot, see if that 4 ounces made a difference.
There wasn't nothing in it, Greg. That 50 metres, that distance, that amount left was nothing, so it didn't move it much.
Sounding funny.
Still got the noise?
Yeah.
Side of it. So when you draw back, it's there.
Just twist it the other way a little bit before you pull it back. Alright, so I put the weight back on the front. Let's see if that does what that does. Because I kept flicking them up high still.
They're 5 cent piece away from each other.
Whereabouts are they?
730 on the edge of the red. They're on the 7 line.
You should get your spot and scope out, Greg.
Further
You should have got your spot and scope out.
Further out than it was.
And move it the other way.
Moved it into the riser.
You would have moved more, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if it's gone further left.
Or maybe not at all.
You normally have to move it opposite, don't you? You rest?
With your rest you do, yeah. It was shooting left, so I moved it to the riser. That should bring it across to the right. That's unless it couldn't be that far out where the arrow...
No, I think you have to move it away from the riser to move it in, don't you?
The opposite, you do the opposite with the rest.
So if you want to move the arrow right, you got to move the rest left.
No, you move it to the right to bring... Because the arrow angle's there, if it's shooting left...
Yeah, I thought that too, but it's I'm pretty sure it's opposite.
Yeah?
Well, there's 3 of them on a 50 cent piece.
All right, well let's put it in opposite way and see if it corrects it.
Test.
Little test, here we go.
No, you've got to go the opposite.
Yeah, I've got to move it that way.
Yeah.
It's got to go that way.
Well, I just moved it that way before.
Well, maybe just didn't move it enough.
No, move the other way because we moved. The arrow went the opposite way.
The arrow went the opposite. The arrow went further left. I already moved it that way. So what Jimmy's saying, it's got to go the other way.
I think you're right. I think it's too more. I think you didn't turn it enough.
Yeah, but why did it go further? I turned it a bit, so why did it go further left? It should have gone left.
Well, it's easy to shoot. Let's move it that way. Shoot 3, and it'll be a good test.
You won't listen, will you? I say let's continue moving the other way and find out.
We'll soon find out. Here we go. Shoot these.
Go that way.
Well, that's what I.
That's what they think, but you have to.
We'll go with what Jimmy's thinking.
We'll go with what Jimmy says.
You know what my theory is.
Did you move it a reasonable amount?
I moved it a bit further left than what it was originally, before I moved it right.
So you moved it left as far as you did right the first time.
I moved it back off.
So basically you put it back where it was?
No, I put it further left than what it was.
Oh, okay.
That was the theory, wasn't it?
That was, yep.
It's a ridiculous theory because it flies in the face of physics.
I agree, but we're trying everything here. We're making quality videos for viewers.
That's to the right. It's nearly in the gold.
Shut up.
Off to the right behind the tent.
In the water tent. No, it's in the gold, that one.
Yeah. Still a bit left with it.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful not to knock arrows fly up too, you know.
Same spot.
See, the problem with Greg's bow, he takes the sight off every time, you know, so...
Oh no, he's not taking the sight off anymore.
Not now?
No, I
slide it in.
Yeah, well, you're still moving it. Yeah. But you can't fit it in your bag.
You can't. How do you get a bag that big?
Yeah. Mine fits in with mine on, but I don't have mine. Can't get the nosebleed like yours.
Grooving pretty good.
That arrow flight.
All right, let's go check that out. Greg, so we've moved the grass that way. Now we moved the rest that way, and it moved the arrow that way. Then we moved the rest that way, and it brought the arrow back in this way.
So it should.
Count it, no, opposite to what you're saying. We moved it that way, and the arrow come this way.
You know, if we move the tail, it's going to shoot to the right, obviously.
That's what I always...
Well, it's opposite to what you just said.
I know that.
Well, as long as you know. So it doesn't matter where the point's pointing, it matters where the tail's going. Is that what you're saying?
Look, if that's the arrow like that.
Yeah.
I'll get in front of you so you can see like that. If that's the arrow like that, and you move the tail out that way, the arrow's going to go there, isn't it?
Oh, well, that's true, yep.
By moving
Move the tail this way. And what Gary did inherently, in error, was he moved it that way.
No, originally I moved it into the riser.
Yeah, that's right, you moved it into the riser. So
No, I moved the rest into the riser.
That's what he's saying.
That's the missing point, isn't it? If you got the rest here, and you move it into the riser, you're moving the arrow the way we wanted to move it.
Stop.
That's what I
Stop.
did.
Let's have a look. Here's your arrow. This is your bow. Right, now let's have a look. So, the rest, yes?
The rest is up here, you've got full draw.
Oh, the rest is at the front.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the rest was at the back. Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, you've got to go out. Well, hang on a second.
No,
That's
you've got
not
to
right
go
then.
that way, to the riser.
That's right, and
That's
we're not.
what I did.
We're not.
We're doing the opposite.
That's
the
it.
opposite
There's
now.
something going on with
That's
the rest
mental.
that you have to do it opposite to
There's
what
something wrong with
physics
this
say.
range.
You have to go opposite to what the physics
My
say.
rationale I thought was correct.
Well, my group's a little bit better with the weight on the riser.
I got a single.
Still got a
group.
couple of high ones. And Gary's got a great group there.
So there's the three. There's the
Oh,
three.
here we go. Three with the rest to the right.
And then
We move the rest this way, and they
three
got
with the-
there. We move the rest that way.
3 with the rest to the left. So we'll go back now and move it that same amount again to the left. And it
No,
should-
to the left, not to the
I
right.
said that.
Oh,
Go back
you
and have a look
okay?
on
No,
the
yeah,
video.
but you moved your finger right.
Yeah, but that's where the arrows are going to land. this is like, this good grief.
We need
Right.
some feedback on this one. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so we're going to move back that way, and the arrows will end up here. And then I just. So, do you think that my knocking point's right? To
Is that setting you got? Is that your original 50-metre setting?
Yes, it
Well,
is.
I've obviously got it pretty close.
oh,
It's not far off.
Gary, we're not interested in pretty close.
Pretty
Pretty
close.
close doesn't win.
We're pretty
Pretty close doesn't win.
Oh, look, you're wearing that word out.